Strasburg Railroad is a busy railroad, and every summer, day out with Thomas seems to get busier and busier. But today, Percy was working alone, which made his axles ache. Finally, he got a break and stopped right next to Cranky. Cranky the Crane was quick to criticize. These ships can't be kept waiting. They have important cargo. If they miss the tides, they'll be delayed for docks. You should look up to the ships and show some more respect. You are, after all, only little. We've got too much work, of Percy. Then perhaps a lorry should do your job. Percy was shocked. That's right, they may come. So Percy went back to go tell the engines as quick as he could. He saw Horton and James by the satellite tower and told the engines all about it. Stuff and nonsense, said James. We engines run this island, said Horton. What if a lorry does arrive? I'm afraid it did, along with 3 others. But instead of Cranky carrying them, they manually traveled there and even invaded the rails. Hey, you down there, your job's done now. These lorries are taking over. One of them wants to talk to you. The lorry was very rude. What's that steaming lump of scrap iron doing there? Be off with you. Scrap iron? Steaming scrap iron? Meanwhile, Thomas and Gordon were heading back to the sheds. It had been a busy day, and they didn't know anything about the lorries coming. First Thomas teased Gordon about the time the big engine fell down a ditch and had to be rescued. Then Thomas fell down a mine and Gordon came to his rescue. Remember, Thomas, puffed Gordon, united we stand, together we fall. You help me and I'll help you. I'll try and remember that, said Thomas. But just then, they were in for a big surprise. Bust my buffers, said Thomas. What's happening? Well, if you must know, 3 lorries are taking over. Why? Because Percy's opened his big mouth and complained and said there's too much work. I told him that they were still coming no matter what, regardless. Not so much Percy complained, because how could one engine open his mouth and then just moments later 3 lorries come anyways? There'd be more time to plan that out. You got a point there, Cranky. Well, I wonder who's going to pull the special train today. What do you mean? Well, didn't you hear? In other news, besides the lorries invading, the Queen of Sodor is coming. Well, I'm too small to take important trains, despite being shiny as hell. I'm in disgrace. He'll choose me especially, said Henry. You, said Bulstrode, you can't go in tunnels. Especially after a new coat of paint. And by the way, didn't you get a new coat of paint? Bulstrode, how could you even see? The cargo's blocking your face. And why do you care? You're not even a train. I'm just saying that you just got a coat of paint, especially after being naughty, even though you redeemed yourself. I don't think Merritt is going to allow you to get another coat of paint and pull the Queen, especially after being naughty. Even though you did redeem yourself, you don't get 2 awards for doing one bad thing. I mean, you don't get 2 rewards for doing 1 good thing. Says you. And Bulstrode was wrong. Horton did get painted again. The workmen were working really high up. I'm down here, guys. I'm down here. We know we're just painting the satellite tower too. Just face it, this whole series is improv. Oh, so what? I could easily kick you out of the series. Oh, sorry. But who said that? Me, the narrator. Oh. Then Horton let off steam, embarrassed. One of the workmen couldn't see, and he fell right on top of Henry, and the paint splattered all over his blue and green paint. Well, you're not a pretty picture, sneered the painter. Merida arrived. You look like an ice cake, Henry. That won't do for the royal plan. I must make other arrangements. Wait. I can't look that much like an ice cake when this goddamn winter caboose with the icicles hanging looks like icing. Well, the creator of the series and narrator, I always thought that was like an ice cake, but I think you look like an ice cake more than that. And I think the narrator will agree. Oh, bother. Besides, didn't you already get a new coat of paint? I only did it to shut you up. Oh, boy. And then Merida spoke to Thomas and Gordon. Please, sir. One at a time. Yes, Gordon. May Thomas have his branch line again? No. He's working on the Strasburg Road, and Annie and Clarabelle were sent to the scrapyard. What? Yes, it's true. Get back to work, you. However, I know you are sorry and deserve a treat. Tell you what, if you engines can stop these evil lorries from coming because I had nothing to do with them coming, I'll give you your own Strasburg coaches, and Gordon, you'll pull the special train. Wait, don't I always pull the special train anyways, considering I'm your favorite engine? Correction, you are my favorite engine, but you're not the best. What do you mean? I'm fastest and best. All right, fine. All right, go get the coaches. Whoa. Tender engines don't shunt. Gordon? Fine. They're right there, though. They're right here. Just get the magical hand to do it. All right, I'll go fetch the queen. All right, if you run into the horrid lorries, text me. I don't have fingers. I don't know, blow your whistle or something. Just be careful. Meanwhile, the lorries were causing problems for James. James was in the yard, having a hard time staying on the track. What are you doing on the rails? We three are taking over, and I don the red a lot better than you. Rubbish. I'm the only red engine on this railway, not you. Correction, I'm not an engine. Actually, yes, you're right. You are an engine. I'm a lorry. Why don't you just be quiet? We'll move out of the way. Why don't you make me? Who said that? I mean, why don't you make him move out of the way instead of begging him? Oh, look, it's a little green goblin on wheels. You'll be scrapped. Just you wait and see. Well, bust my buffers. What a horrid lorry. Despicable, said Percy. The next engine to meet a lorry was Toby the tram engine, who's never appeared yet in my series. Well, relax. How many drinks have you had, Toby the tipsy? Just a couple, sir. Well. No wonder this railway's a mess. You belong in a museum, not working in a quarry. I might look old, but I'm really useful. Useful. Pah! Said the lorry. Just you tootle off. Tootle? Come along, said his driver. We haven't got time to bother with him. We'll go to the flour mill instead. So he did go to the flour mill, but then there was trouble. He saw the lorry, but not the one from the quarry. What are you doing here? We three are doing your work now. You're too slow. The foreman spoke to Toby's driver. I'm sorry. Times are changing, I'm afraid. Toby might be old, but he's reliable. Come on, Toby. We'll go to the farms. They'll still use us. His railway ran through a narrow gorge, and vehicles had to tackle a steep cliff. But for some reason, there was construction on the line, so Toby had to share the same cliff as the other engines. Just then, the lorry that was pissing James and Percy off by the satellite tower was passing him. It was loaded with rock. That lorry's in trouble. Move out of the way! But it was too late. The driver was drunk. My nipples, they hurt! So Toby went back for the breakdown train. And then he ended up back at the yards where James and Percy were still complaining about the lorries. But when they saw